Okay, this is the practice exercise on page 8-43. I have returned to my dashboard, my main screen. Using the files in the Chapter 8 practice exercise folder, complete the following exercises to reinforce the concepts taught in this chapter. Refer back to the instructions in the chapter if needed. Be sure each report matches the check figures we have provided. If it does not, you will need to make corrections before submitting the reports to your instructor. If you run into any issues, reach out to your instructor for assistance. So number one, we want to open the Chapter 8 practice exercise, create sales receipt. So it's already saved to our computer, so you don't have to do that. But you want to navigate to your home drive and your QuickBooks Online folder. Chapter 8, and we want to open up Chapter 8 practice exercise, create sales receipts. So these are transactions that we want to enter into our company file. All right, so we're going to have to switch back and forth between these two windows. So I'm going to go over to my QuickBooks. I'm going to hit my new button, and we're going to do a new sales receipt. All right, so our first guest, let me scroll over, is Astro Jetson. Product service, Houston 1-bedroom plus loft. Description is 5 days. Property is going to be Texas. The sales receipt date we want is November 15th. Use that for whatever year you're working with. The amount, $625. And that's credit card with a reference number of 12345. Whoops. All right, make sure you have everything set there. Just double check. Astro Jetson, Houston, 1-bedroom plus loft, Texas, 5 days, November 15th, 625, credit card 12345. All right, we can do save and new. So we're going to create another sales receipt. Our second customer, Elroy Jetson. Dallas 1-bedroom plus loft. Description is 5 days, property, Texas. And then we have sales receipt date November 30th. $500 is the amount. Credit card. And that is 6789 for reference number. Just trying to resize the window to stop flipping back and forth. See if this makes it a little easier. All right, we're going to hit save and new. Sales receipt 1010 has been saved. Our third customer is going to be George Jetson. Product is Venice Beach, 1 bedroom plus loft, with a description of 10 days, an amount of $2,500. Credit card 10112 is the reference number, and the location property is California. Sales receipt date is December 15th. And we can hit Save and New. Our next guest is Jane Jetson. Date is October 31st. Property is Texas. The product is Houston House. Description 10 days, with an amount of $3,750. Paid by credit card, and the reference number is 13145. Save and New. And our last one is going to be Judy Jetson. The date is December 25th. Again, just choose whatever year you're currently in. The property location is Texas. This is going to be the Dallas house. 7 days is our description, and the amount is $2,800. Payment method of credit card. Reference number 16178. And that's our last one, so we can go ahead and save and close. All right, I'm going to maximize my window, and I can go ahead and close that Excel sheet out. Number 2 says to run a sales by guest detail report and make the following changes of adding a reference number, adding the payment method column, and report period is going to be all dates. So I'm going to go to my reports center, and we want sales by guest detail report. So you want to scroll down to your sales and customer section. Here we have sales by guest. We want sales by guest detail. So even I almost made that mistake. Sales by guest type detail. No, we want sales by guest detail. Click to open that up. I'm going to switch to my classic view. And we want to add the reference number column. So I'm going to click my gear icon, hit the show more option, and I want to check off reference number. I also want to add the payment method column, check that off. Click outside and it will update, adding those 2 columns for us. And our report period, I want to show as all dates. Total sales should be $36,125. If your report does not match this total, review the invoices and sales receipts you entered to ensure accuracy. Once the report matches the check figure, export the report as a PDF, save it to your computer, and submit it to your instructor for grading. So this is only showing September. I forgot to hit my run report button. Okay, now we have all dates. Let's see, we have $36,125. So we are all good. So again, I was not showing my all dates, even though I selected it. I forgot to hit my run report button. So be sure to do that. All right, now number 3, open and save the Chapter 8 practice exercise receive customer payments file to your computer, and we want to execute those transactions. All right, so I'm going to go back to my File Explorer, Home Drive, QuickBooks Online folder, Chapter 8 subfolder, and I want to open up the Receive Customer Payments. All right, so Customer Payments Excel sheet here. And you can see we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 payments that we need to receive. All right, so I'm going to go back to my QuickBooks. I'm going to make my screen smaller again so I don't have to click back and forth. I'm actually going to go to my Excel and make this smaller so I see all of my columns and I won't have to click back and forth. All right, so first I'm on Astro Jetson. I'm going to hit my new button. I want to receive payment. All right, bear with me. I seem to be freezing a little bit here. There we go. All right, so our first guest from our drop down is going to be Astro Jetson. The payment date is going to be August 16th. Payment method is check. Reference number 9876. Oh, sorry, payment method is credit card. The amount received. Hold on 1 second. All right, the amount received is going to be oh, I see. This is the first invoice and we're applying the payment to that. Okay, so the date paid 8/16, amount paid is going to be 700, and it is going to be a check. The initial invoice payment was credit card, and 9876. You can see that checks off the first invoice of 1003, and we can hit save and new from here. All right, move down to our second payment. Again, it's Astro Jetson. Date paid is going to be October 1st. Payment method is check 5432. Amount received $1,250. And once you tab away from that, you can see it's going to check off invoice number 1004. We can go ahead and hit save and new from there. That payment has been received. Our third is going to be Elroy Jetson. If I scroll down, you can see he has one open invoice for $1,000 that he still owes. The payment date for this is going to be August 31st. Check 2345. And the amount received is $1,000. Click away from that field. It updates the amount received, and it's automatically going to check off that invoice number 1005. Hit save and new from here. Our next payment is from George Jetson. The date for this, there's actually no payment for this. We can go ahead and hit save and new, and it's telling us to enter a transaction. Obviously, we didn't receive anything from him. So we're just going to move on to Jane Jetson. And the date for this is going to be September 15th. It's going to be a check for, a check 8765. And the amount received is going to be $3,000. Before clicking away from that, if I scroll down, you see the invoice number 1007. He still has an open balance of $3,000. So that payment received will pay that off for him. All right, I'm going to hit for her, Jane Jetson. Save and new from there. And our last one is for Judy Jetson. Payment date for that is going to be September 30th. Check number 4567. And the amount, let's look at the invoices. 1008. Judy owes $525 right now. And the amount that she's paying is that total, $525. And that's our last one, so we can save and close. All right, I'm going to maximize my window again, And I can go ahead and close that Excel sheet out. Right, number 4 says to run an accounts receivable aging summary report using all dates as the reporting period. So I'm going to go to my report center and I'm going to scroll down to the Who Owes You section, and we want accounts receivable aging summary, which is my first option here. I want to change this to all dates, and this time I'm going to remember to hit run report to update. And our book says the total accounts receivable balance should be $3,000, which I do have here. If your report does not match this total, review the invoices and customer payments entered to ensure accuracy. Once the report matches the check figure, export the report as a PDF and you can save it to your home drive. Again, if you have an issue finding any mistakes, save that PDF file to your home drive in your Chapter 8 folder, and I will take a look at it. All right, number 6, run a sales by product service summary report. We're going to go to our report center. Oh, sorry. Number 5, run an open invoice report. We're going to scroll down to our Who Owes You section again, and this time we want open invoices. I'm going to switch to my classic view. Our report period, all dates. Click Run Report. And the total invoices open should be $3,000 as well. If your report does not match this total, review your invoices and customer payments. And number 6, run a sales by product service summary report. Go back to Reports Center. Scroll down, Sales by Product Services. All right, it's going to be in our Sales and Customer section. And again, we want Sales by Product Service Summary. There's detail, that's not what we want. Right above that, Sales by Product Service Summary, we're going to click to run that report. We want all dates for our report period. Run report. And the total sales should be $36,125. If your report does not match this total, review the invoices and sales receipts entered in this chapter. And then lastly, number 7, we want to run a sales by property summary report. I'm going to go back to the report section, scroll down to the sales and customer section, and I'm going to select sales by location summary. I'm going to select all dates. The total sales should be $36,125. Oops, run report. We have $36,125. If your report does not match this total, review the invoices and sales receipts entered in the chapter. Once the report matches the check figure, you want to export the report as a PDF, saving it to your computer. And make sure that there are no unspecified amounts. If there are, make the corrections and run the report again. Remember, I had an issue updating this one. Let's see if it'll work this time around. I'm going to click the 3,000. Click the 3,000 on the transaction report. And do I still get that error message? I sure do. So I'm not able to update that. So I'll just leave it as is. In mine, it it's going to stay with an unspecified amount of 3,000. So that is not tied to any specific properties. And we'll see if that affects any of my reports in the future working with the properties. All right, so any questions, just send me an email, but try to save those PDFs in your Chapter 8 folders, just in case you have any questions.